Work out why, don't simply work out. Our explanations behind starting to practice are basic to whether we will keep it up, says Michelle Seeger, the overseer of the University of Michigan Sport, Health, and Activity Research and Policy Center. Over and over again, society advances exercise and wellness by guiding into transient inspiration, blame, and disgrace. There is some proof, she says, that more youthful individuals will go to the rec center more if their reasons are appearance-based. However, past our mid-20s, that doesn't fuel inspiration much. Nor do obscure or future objectives help. I need to get fit, I need to get in shape. Seeger, of No Sweat, How the Simple Science of Motivation Can Bring You a Lifetime of Fitness, says we will be more fruitful in the event that we center around quick good sentiments, for example, stress decrease, expanded energy, and making companions. The lone way we will focus on schedule to practice is in the event that it will convey some sort of advantage that is genuinely convincing and important to our day-by-day life, she says. To get having a hard time the threat of the ordinary New Year goals way to deal with wellness, says fitness coach Matt Roberts, is that individuals hop in and do everything, change their eating regimen, begin working out, quit drinking and smoking, and a little while they have lost inspiration or got excessively drained. On the off chance that you haven't been fit as a fiddle, it will require some investment. He prefers the pattern towards stop and go aerobic exercise, Hyatt, and suggests individuals incorporate a few. However, to do that consistently will be excessively extraordinary for a great many people. Do it once or twice, probably 7 days, joined with moderate runs, swimming, and quick strolls, in addition to a few rest days, at any rate for the main month. That will give somebody a possibility of having recuperation meetings close by the focused energy exercises. 3. You don't need to cherish it. It is useful not to attempt to cause yourself to do things you effectively hate, says Seeger, who informs contemplating the sorts with respect to exercises, roller skating, bicycle riding, you preferred as a kid. Be that as it may, don't feel you need to truly appreciate workout. Many individuals who stay with practice say, I feel better when I do it. There are components that presumably will be charming, however, like the actual reaction of your body, and the sensation of getting more grounded, and the joy that accompanies dominating a game. For some individuals, the conspicuous decisions aren't really the ones they would appreciate, says Snehata, who is additionally the overseer of the National Institute for Health Research's Approach Research Unit in Social Science, so they need to look outside them. It very well may be various games or basic things, such as offering exercises to others. 4. Be thoughtful to yourself. Singular inspiration, or its absence, is just important for the master plan. Cash, nurturing requests, or even where you live would all be able to stagger blocks, says Snehata. Sluggishness, wretchedness, work pressure, or sick relatives would all be able to affect actual work. In the event that there is a ton of help around you, you will think that it's simpler to keep up active work. He calls attention to, on the off chance that you live in specific pieces of the country, you may be more open to doing open-air active work than in others. To presume that individuals who don't get sufficient active work are simply deficient with regards to inspiration is tricky. Seeger proposes being practical. Avoid the ideal of going to the rec center 5 days every week. Be truly logical about work and blood-related requirements when beginning, since, in such a case, that you set yourself up with objectives that are too enormous, you will fall flat, and you'll feel like a disappointment. Toward the finish of 7 days, I generally request that my customers consider what worked and what didn't. Perhaps fitting in a stroll at lunch worked, However, you didn't have the energy after work to do it. 5. Don't depend on resolution in the event that you need self-control to accomplish something. You would truly prefer not to do it, says Seeger. All things being equal, consider workout regarding why we're doing it and what we need to get from actual work. How might I profit today? How would I feel when I move? How would I feel after I move? 6. Find a reason. Anything that permits you to practice while ticking off different objectives will help, says Snehata. It gives you more satisfaction, and the expenses of not doing it are higher. For example, strolling or cycling to work, or making companions by joining a games club, or running with a companion. Or then again, the objective is to invest more energy in the open country. And running assists you with doing that. Attempt to join active work with something different. For instance, in my working environment, I don't utilize the lift, and I attempt to lessen email, so when it's conceivable I stroll over to individuals, says Snehata. Throughout the span of the day, I stroll to work, I move a great deal in the structure, and I really get around 15,000 stages. Attempt to make active work hit however many significant focuses as you can. 7. Make it a propensity when you take up running. It tends to be tiring simply escaping the entryway. Where are your shoes? Your water bottle? What course would you say you will take? Inevitably, calls attention to Snehata. There could be no longer expenses related with the movement. Doing active work routinely and getting ready for it helps make it an economical conduct. Missing meetings doesn't. 8. Plan and focus on it. Imagine a scenario where you don't have the opportunity to work out. For some individuals, maintaining 2 sources of income or with broad carrying obligations. This can without a doubt be valid, yet is it truly valid for you? It very well may be an issue of needs, says Snehata. He suggests arranging. The first is activity arranging, where you plan where, when and how you will do it, and you attempt to stay with it. The subsequent kind is adapting arranging, expecting things that can disrupt the general flow and instituting an arrangement for how to get roused once more. Seeger adds, the vast majority don't allow themselves to focus on self-care practices like exercise. 9. Keep it short and sharp. An exercise doesn't need to require 60 minutes, says Roberts. An all-around organized 15-minute exercise can be truly compelling in the event that you truly are in a rush. As for customary longer meetings, he says, you reveal to yourself you will set aside a few minutes and change your timetable in like manner. 10. If it doesn't work, change it to downpours for 7 days. You don't go running once and afterward you feel remorseful. It's a blend of feeling and absence of certainty that carries us to where, if individuals bomb a couple of times, they believe it's a disappointment of the whole undertaking, says Snehata. Recollect it's feasible to refocus. In the event that past practice systems haven't worked, don't thrash yourself or attempt them again, simply take a stab at something different. He says, we will in general be in the attitude that in the event that you can get more fit, you put it on yourself. Notwithstanding, on the off chance that you could change that too. This technique doesn't work for me. How about we take a stab at something other than what's expected? There is an opportunity it will be better for you. And it forestalls you accusing yourself, which isn't useful. 11. Add obstruction and equilibrium preparing as you get more seasoned. We begin to lose bulk over the time of around 30, says Holly Grant, an individual preparing and pilates educator, and the proprietor of Pilatist. Opposition preparing, utilizing body weight, for example, press-ups or gear, for example, obstruction groups, is significant, she says. It will help keep bulk or if nothing else hinder the misfortune. There should be some type of high-impact workout as well, and we would likewise suggest individuals begin adding balance difficulties, in light of the fact that our equilibrium is influenced as we get more seasoned. 12 up the bed, on the off chance that you can 5K runs, and you don't say whether you should drive quicker or go further. Rate your effort from 1 to 10, says Grant. As you see those numbers go down, that is when to begin propelling yourself somewhat quicker. Roberts says that, with normal exercise, you ought to be seeing improvement over a 14-day time frame, and propelling yourself in the event that you feel it is getting simpler. You're searching for an adjustment in your speed or perseverance or strength. 13 Workout from home on the off chance that you have carrying duties. Roberts says you can do a ton inside a little zone at home. In a lounge, it is not difficult to do a normal where you may switch back and forth between doing a leg practice and an arm workout, he says. It's called peripheral heart action preparing. Doing 6 or 8 activities, this impact of going between the upper and lower body creates a really solid digestion lift and cardiovascular exercise. Try squats, half press-ups, lurches, rear arm muscle plunges and glute raises. You're raising your pulse, working your muscles, and having a decent broad exercise. These require close to 15 to 20 minutes, and just require a seat for the rear arm muscle plunges, in spite of the fact that free weights can be useful, as well. 14. Get winded.we are frequently informed that housework and cultivating can add to our week-by-week practice targets, yet is it that straightforward? The action truly is you're getting commonly hot, exhausted, and you're working at a level where, on the off chance that you have a discussion with someone, while you're doing it, you're puffing a piece, says Roberts. With planting, you must do the heavier cultivating. Burrowing, not simply weeding. In case you're strolling the canine, you can make it into an authentic exercise meeting, run with the canine, or discover a course that incorporates a few slopes. 15. Be reasonable about disease. Jocelyn Thompson Rule, a fitness coach, says the overall guideline is if it's over the neck, a migraine or a cold, while being aware of how you're feeling, you are for the most part okay to do a type of activity. In the event that it's underneath the neck, in case you're experiencing difficulty breathing, rest. The key thing is to be reasonable.